Hey, what's going on, my friend? Welcome back. Now we're here to talk about after closing and the exit strategy. Okay, so this is important. Once you close on your first deal, already think about your next deal. As I mentioned before in a prior video, you're only as good as your last deal. Okay, so you always want to be focused on the next one. Don't just say, "Oh, I closed on my first deal. Take a nice trip, kick back, relax, sip a pina colada." No, you can do that short period. As I mentioned, with your first check, you want to give it away, invest it into charitable reasons, be generous. Second check, have fun. Every check thereafter, continue to reinvest it until you reach financial freedom, until your passive income from your real estate holdings exceeds your living expenses by 150%. That's the power formula. Then you can say, I can eat my earnings, okay? But always be thinking about your next deal, okay? Because I want you to stay in grind mode. Close on a deal, great, got to stabilize. Let me find money for the next deal and so forth. You always want to keep doing that. And that's how you always build a greater portfolio. And every time you close a deal, update your personal financial statement and update your creed. So you say, oh, my first deal, second deal, third deal, fourth deal by the end of this year. And you continue to do that. And redo this chapter, find more money, find more deals. So make sure you go over that chapter as well. Because you'll realize after you close on your deal, you might forget some of the stuff like, oh yeah, what contingencies I got to put in place? Oh yeah, how do I find more real estate agents? Oh yeah, how do I do the due diligence again? How do I perform the cash flow analysis? So you want to make sure you continue to go over this program over and over to brainwash yourself for success. Because once you go through each step of this program, you might realize, oh, I forgot. Oh man, and you don't want that to happen. That actually happened to a student of mine, a coaching student. She had a property in the contract, and she didn't put the contingency on there about the property inspection. So when she got a property inspection done, she said, oh, there's a lot of stuff wrong with it. I wanted to back out the deal, but I couldn't. And when I tried to, they said I had to forfeit my earnest money deposit. And she put $3,000. And I told her, hey, you should have a maximum $2,000. You need to have a due diligence period. Did you forget to read that in the total evil package? Remember on that chapter I talked about due diligence? She said, oh yeah, I forgot. So I want to make sure you don't forget. Go over this material constantly to make sure you don't neglect to include important things, especially contingencies, like she neglected to put in there. So I want that same thing to happen to you. And again, if you need someone else to look at your deals from another set of eyes, you can use your accountability partners, you can use people in your networking event, and of course you can use us, 100% Finance, if you sign up for the one-on-one coaching program. Because I don't want you to make that fatal mistake, I meant to say. So make sure your previous deal is stabilized before you move on to the next deal. I mentioned that before. Schedule quarterly to look at all deals' profitability and physical health and strategize. So I said check the physical health twice a month. That's the property inspection. Sorry, twice a year. I said that's around the spring as well as the fall time. But you also want to check out quarterly the financials. Meaning, you know what, let me look at Smith Street. Let me look at the rents, the revenue, and so forth. Okay, everything's good. Oh, hold on. Why is it that I've noticed something? I have a repair allowance of 10%, but the water bill keeps going higher and higher. I wonder why that is. You know what? Let me check the units and see, the unit 3 in Smith Street actually had a running toilet. That's why the water is high. The tenant may not be familiar with a running toilet and may not care, may not voice it to you. But instead of waiting 6 months, if you were to check the financials every 3 months, every quarter, then you might say, oh man, this is a good thing I caught this. So I have to wait 6 months to fix it. I caught it in the first quarter. Okay, so you want to make sure you take a look. Or you might realize this too, man, I keep putting a Band-Aid on this water heater over and over. You know what? It might just be better in the long run for me just to replace it. Instead of me keep repairing it, keep trying to put a Band-Aid on it, let me just fix it. Get something brand new. Okay, so you can only make those analyses if you're actually checking the financials.